What's up there, you guys? Your man Joe came around just to find that you need to know. Today we're going to be getting into this video. There's something popped up on my Facebook. U.S. law has legalized pedophilia with children as young as 10-year-old, and no one is stopping it. Girls as young as 10, uh, girls as young as 10, among more than 200,000 children wed to adults in the United States in just the past 15 years. Despite minimum requirements, a person reach the age of 18 or legal adulthood nationally. A smattering of a location has preserved loopholes legally permitting child marriages. Alarming, the number of children married away to mature adults could be more higher than already starting numbers. 10 states provide only fragmentary statistics uh, or none at all. And loopholes don't exist solely in theory. Adults across the U.S. have actively opportuned the law to marry kids, even aim a decline in the number of marriage overall. The wit uh, to wit, three 10-year-old girls and an 11-year-old boy were among the hundreds of thousands of children and minors the system somehow permitted adults to lock into marriage despite their bodies and mind are not being fully developed. At least 200 and 7,468 minors married in the U.S. between 2000 and 2015, according to data compiled by Unchained at, at Last, a group campaign to abolish child marriages and investigating documentary series Frontline and the Independent Report. Exemptions from the national marriage minimum age of 18 exist for circumstances like pregnancy and parental consent in every United States in the country. However, recording keeping remains inconsistent across the country, and details regarding the nature of child marriages, if unintended pregnancy made the union tenable, for instance, usually not included. Indeed, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, citing a condition such as religious customs, bore the brunt of furious criticism recently for refusing to sign into a law restricting burying children under the ages of 18 from tying the knot or entering a civil union. I agree, by protecting the well-being, dignity, and freedom of minor is vital, Christie placed an irate populace upon refusing to codify the law in early May. But the severe bar this bill create is not necessarily to address the concern voiced by the bill proponent, and does not comport with the sensibility and in some cases the religious customs of the people of the state. Wait, you talking about Muslims? No. Anyway, the Unchained at Last founder and exclusive director, Freddie Reese herself, and Albert Older, victim of forced marriages, told Frontline that upon first obtained child marriage statistic for New Jersey, where her organization is based, I got that spreadsheet from the state health department. I was literally shaking. The data, data for the state revealed just under 3,000 youth, largely 16 to 17-year-olds, wed adults between 1995 and 2025. That number was so much. That number was so much higher than I thought it would be. Reese told the PBS program, in fact, the fact that children were as young as 13, and in fact, that it was mostly girls married to adult men, young girls, mostly girls married to adult men. Across the U.S., insignificant data still show the number of marriages involving minors and children dropped by 61% in decades between 2000 and 2020. But even that figure could be wildly inaccurate without further information readily available. Lest doubt take root. These figures haven't been bloated by by excess of youth permitted to marry the other youth. Fully 86% of marriages analyzed with available data involve adults wedding kids under the age of 18. The youngest children to marry were three 10-year-old girls in Tennessee in 2001 who were married to the men of ages of 24, 25, and 31, according to the state data. And the youngest groom was an 11-year-old boy in Tennessee. 11-year-old boy also in Tennessee married a 27-year-old woman in 2010. What the heck is wrong with these people? Children as young as 12 were granted marriage license in Arkansas, Louisiana, and South Carolina and Tennessee. 13-year-olds were given the green light to marry in Alabama, Florida, Idaho, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Washington. Around the United States, adults as old as 74, Alabama man who bride was 6 decades his junior. Obstinable committed lifetime relationship with a 10-year-olds, 2 11-year-olds, and 2 12-year-olds, and 2 51, 13-year-old, and 985 children aged 14. Of course, in individual states, legal loopholes don't necessarily jib with the federal mandate pertaining to marriageable age, not mentioning the gross breach of social norm and protection for children. Frontline suggestion it's odd and abstaining discrepancy, if not outright hypocrisy, leaves carnivorous gaps in conspiracy of law. Most states set the age of sexual consent between 16 and 18. A person can be charged with a person can be charged with sexual abuse or statutory rape for having sex with a minor. Yet we have found numerous examples of children who were given marriage license before they could legally consent sex. These marriages were also always approved by the court clerk and judge. Advocates working to close the gap loophole caution the age cannot necessarily be primarily indicator of a dressing. I'm sorry if I can't say that right. In dressing the brothel. Uh, a large difference. Sorry, a large age difference is automatic red flag, but a small age difference is not an automatic green light. Attorney Jane Small of the I don't know if I should read all. James. Wait, did I say James? Oh, Janie Smooth, and I can't say that name. Uh, sorry, of the Terra Justice Center, which worked uh, eradicate all marriages involving minors and to frontline adding uh, authority authorities rarely pursue the charges against the adults in marriage to kids as the same acts that would be statutory rape outside of marriage are made lawful within. Most states allowing most states allowing adults to take a child spouse required consent of both one or both parents' permission from the judge or some combination thereof. However, there are rather astonishing footnote to this underbelly of marriage and a child love in the United States. Fortline notes: in 26 states, there is no minimum age. There are no minimum marriage age according to the Terra Justice Center. Children in the United States can get married at any age in certain conditions are met. Oh, no, that's disgusting. So let me go. So let me tell me what you guys think. It's your man Joe. See you guys in that video. So okay, all right.